So it's streaming now. I need to see on YouTube. And we are probably live. Yes, looks like, yes, indeed, we are live. Apologies. We had a bit of a change of things. As you can see, Alim is not here. He had family emergency, so I had to do some monkey patching to get us back on track. My name is Dvorak, aka Storyteller CZ, and with me is
Küster from Germany. Hi.
So this is I would call it a holiday stream, given how close we are to Christmas. It's the season of giving, or for some taking. It's also time of remembrance, Thanksgiving, and with the coming end of the year, it's also time of a change. But especially for the time of a change, we'll be probably talking more next time. Now, so let's jump onto the news this week. Since we don't have Alim, as we promised last week, we have brought in somebody from Meteor Software, and allow me to introduce you again, or maybe for people known place, Gabriel Gruba. Hi, Gabriel. How are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm fine. I'm talking from Brazil, and yeah.
So, Gabriel is here from Meteor Software. We are bringing him in news to provide, say, additional input, and because there is more to chat specific to that one. But first, as I said, it's a season of giving, and sadly for some people of taking. So, Jan, what has happened?
Yeah, I think many of you will have been notified already or have seen this in some of their other tech news, but we still want to bring this up. So there was some kind of a data breach inside MongoDB, and the positive thing is there seems to be no affected Atlas clusters, and as we know, many of the Meteor users are running on some managed Mongo service if they don't host on their own. And it seems that the Atlas clusters and the authentication clusters are not affected, but still there were some customer details being compromised. And there is a list on the MongoDB blog, on the alerts blog, about what was affected and which fields were affected from their CRM, and also from which IPs the whole breach came from. And it's advised for everyone to check their networks, check their logs for any of these IPs of occurrence in order to see or evaluate on what level you were affected. This is mostly some kind of raising awareness to this topic in case you simply missed it. They also wrote that people who were affected with fields beyond these listed in the blog were privately contacted by MongoDB. So this is something that we just wanted to let you all know in case you missed it.
Yeah, I think the important part here is that this really doesn't it looks like it, at least from my understanding, it was the customer management system, so that's outside of all the Atlas application. It's unfortunate because of all the data for the customers, with the customer, that stuff got leaked. So changing password and potentially emails is desirable, especially if you use it on other places as a precautionary manner. But for the data itself, at least at this point, as far as we know, it has not been affected.
Yeah. And if you would like in the future getting updates from us as well, then I would highly recommend you to subscribe to our channel. We will bring up updates like these. If we think they're very important, we will bring updates like these also into the channel. Everything that revolves around the MeteorJS ecosystem, and MongoDB is a part of this. So subscribe and stay updated with us. Oh yeah, I just saw that I'm the one jumping into the next topic. But now, coming from the taking part, going over to the giving part, and I was giving away something. Actually, it's something to invite you to join me and doing a full grade Meteor 3.0 update. I wrote an article on DevTO for Meteor software, or with Meteor software basically, and it's about a procedure or a strategy you should try out in order to upgrade your project to 3.0 with big focus on the dependencies and the peer dependencies. Because if you have tried this out before, as I did, I think the biggest blocker was, for me at least, resolving all these dependency problems. It was not that problem for core packages, but we have a big package ecosystem, and it's a very complex task. And I tried to break this down, like how do I find out which are the supported dependency versions, how do I prepare my project, how do I basically manually fix my dependency issues, and also provide this fix maybe to the community, becoming part of the community, becoming an active part. And I invite everyone to try this out, and please, please, please give me some response if there's something not applying to your project. I try to make the generic solution, as the software engineer would say, and let me know if there's something deviating from this generic solution, and making this better. And coming from here, just a little teaser, there will be a follow-up article where I will apply this specific strategy on a specific project and try to cover every of these items in the list, so that you can also see how this works hands-on on a specific project. Even copy that, try that out on your own, get comfortable with this process, and once you're comfortable with the process, get your hands on your own projects and do the big tasks.
Yes, very nice. I will be probably using that very soon, as I have on my personal channel some episodes coming up where I'll be upgrading Meteor 3 packages. Speaking of, well, not just packages, but application. But speaking of packages, it's a big, thing. Usually, of course, all the core packages are covered by the Meteor team, unless I'm mistaken. Gabriel, is that correct?
Yes, you're correct. And if you want to see what packages are in the core, you can always check the docs.meteor.com. There is a page just for saying which packages are listed. Yeah, I will send the link here in our chat, and you can send it in there on the YouTube. But it's like docs.meteor.com packages/package listing, and every single core package is listed there. And so, yeah, you can always check what packages we take care of. Do a search to see if there's a package that you might need that's not working, and you can ping us. We will work as soon as possible on it.
Yeah. In general, you can also, let me see if correct. No, but you can, usually if the package doesn't have any namespace, if it's just, Mongo, or if I go, so I get stuck here. Nope. Then it's okay. So that's on my side. Apologies. So then that's the usually official package, and you can also check it in GitHub in the packages directory. That's all where are. But outside of the official packages, there's also always a question. Okay, is this package going to get upgraded or not? So, a bit of a shout out here to Harry Adele, taking the initiative and compiling a Google Docs where everybody can contribute, which lists all the different packages that people might be interested in. If it's core or if it's under the Meteor community packages management, and if what is the current status with that, if it's who is kind of taken up on managing that, if it's getting work on, or if, like in this case, if it's green, what is the status of the upgrade or compatibility with Meteor 3. So check that out. It's on the forums is the link. So that's so that you can kind of see where it's going. And even if you don't know, feel free to add in here the packages that you have in your project that you need updated, and we can see what we can do about that. And part of Christmas or this end of the year part is remembering, and that kind of is coming to the forums in a bit of obscure ways, and that is because I saw that we have insane amount of uncategorized threads. So I decided to declare a holy war and start categorizing it. So that's what's happening. So what you will see on the forums, if you, I think, go there right now, is you will see old threads propping up depending on your sorting. And that is because sadly, when I edit the category and whatnot, it will push it up that it's been updated, and as I know, more of the latest. So that's currently, so you will see a lot of old helps and other things coming up, and with the new categories like showcases, let's see if we can jump in here. I'm kind of trying to put in these categories different people have showcase 3 or so. I think, and I have also scheduled some posts on my Twitter already highlighting some of the interesting threads in the past. For example, there was one thread that somebody came in and asked, what kind of meteor is this? Which was very, very cute. And we have, so some like other things like announcement and showcasing here. So that one, these categories will be slowly, so some like really all these like the Dev Shop 0 and so very old topics will be probably revived, and with some of them, it might be interesting to answer the question, especially if it was not answered already, the question, so that we have that in the history, or there might be some interesting points brought from the past as well. So that's that. Let's just kind of to help kind of idea what we have new when it comes to the forums is, so first of all, we have 4.5 thousand uncategorized threads. So I will be kind of getting through it, trying to get it as down as possible. It's for me, it's a bit of a relaxation around these parts. We've got a new subcategory under deployments called Galaxy. So all the deployment question around Galaxy specifically have now new homes. So it's going to separate things a bit better. Let's see what else do we have here. Planet Earth, I think, and meta categories are going to get a lot of new stuff. We still have the old guides, and let's see, Apollo performance, and we have the new showcase.
So Jan, there's one question. So from my end now, or like in the position of one of the Meteor forums members, what if there is a category that I think is very important but is not there yet? How can I suggest a new category? What do you think?
So you will start a new topic. You will put it under the meta category.
Oh.
And then you can suggest a new topic, or you can, message me or Fred on Slack. And if I like it and agree with you, then I will then lobby to create that category. because in the end it has to go through thread to make sure that I don't go wild or and start creating categories left and right. Because one of the things also we kind of want categories that are going to get filled. But given also, I think, how many uncategorized topics we have, it's yeah, I think we can fill quite a few categories. And if you are in the mood, especially when it comes to the planet Earth, I think that's where I'm planet Earth and Meta, I think, are going to get a lot of new threads, and you can revisit some of the drama of the past if you want to, or hopes and ideas. And also some of that will be under the core, depending how much technical and or ideation wise it is. So that's kind of how where things are going to fall on that. And speaking of new categories and updates and time of giving, we have updates on the Meteor team itself. The Meteor team is growing. We have Camila Rosa joining as a tech community manager. We have Nacho Cononor joining the Meteor core team. And we have also kind of reminder, Radoslav Mirnik is working still with the Meteor software part-time. And Gabriel, I'm not sure if you got promotion or demotion, or if you just got more work. So what's happened with you? What with you here?
Yeah, I got promoted, or like, I'm not sure how to explain it, but now I'm part-time advocate. So yeah, and you take as a promotion or a demotion, but yeah, that's the what will happen to me. Like, for now, I'm currently working. I'm full-time still. Like, I'm almost full-time working as a developer for the core team, doing the core things. But every now and then, I need to do things that are like, I now have a separate time that I can do advocacy. Advocacy. I'm not sure how to say this in English,
Advocacy,
but do advocate work. Yeah, advocate work. And so that's what happened to me. Like, while we were working on Meteor 3, and while I'm creating these things that relates to Meteor itself, Fred realized that, like, I'm always really happy to say things and tell people, or everyone, that what things are created, like the package that I was talking about these days, and many things like creating blog posts. And it was like, yeah, you can continue working on the core team, but you also should, and we should have like separate time that you can create things, to create content to people out there to see how great Meteor is. And so that's gonna be my work now. Work a little bit on the core and tell everybody how great Meteor is. And yeah, so congrats to the guys that are coming in. Camila, that's our new tech community manager, and our new colleague Nacho. So yeah.
Yeah, I have worked with Nacho before at Pathable, so he is a senior developer. So I'm looking forward with him, kind of help move things forward in Meteor Core itself. Speaking of new additions, Jan, we have a new addition in Meteor community packages, like early Christmas present, have we not?
Yes. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people, and what's pressuring right now, especially in terms of migration. And there were packages that mostly rely on this simple schema package. And many of you remember that was a Meteor package back then, the last time in 2016 or something, and then it moved to NPM. So everyone who's using it is using basically the NPM version. And then we had this big problem that last year the maintainer dropped all Meteor support. I was trying out to get this back to the community, and we fortunately got the repository of the Meteor package back to the community. And I tried to monkey patch things back so that I can just update the NPM version and then monkey patch the Meteor support in, but it didn't work out as expected. And I switched a little bit the strategy here, because this is a blocker basically for migrating other packages like collection 2 or AutoForm. And if you're using collection 2 and AutoForm, you might have realized this already, that you would have to migrate all your simple schemas, if you use them, when in some of the computed fields is a call to a MongoDB collection, because then it's async and then the computed field must be async as well. The idea or the new strategy here is this package is now 100% Meteor compatible version of the last Meteor compatible release from Simple Schema. It's 1.13.1. It's a 1.2.1 copy. It's like a hard fork I did, and released this back as the Meteor package. So when you're now doing Meteor add Aldit Simple Schema, then the latest version you will get is actually this version and not the outdated versions anymore from 7 years ago or something. And this is simply for current support, for compatibility. And if you click on the pull request, then people can see already that there is an ongoing pull request now to make this package Meteor 3 compatible in order to get the other packages compatible for Meteor 3 that rely on this package. So that was a big step, and it was a hard decision, and I don't know if everybody will be happy with that decision, but I think it's the most straightforward way to go right now in order to make everything work out as soon as possible. And coming with that, I did the same.
Just
Yes,
before that, a quick question. So that does that mean that now we'll be migrating stuff like collection to from using the NPM version of Simple Schema back to the Meteor version of Simple Schema, correct?
That would be correct. That would be the way to go if you want to have things async compatible, because I doubt making the NPM package async compatible. I doubt that the maintainer will change their whole package to make everything async compatible just for us, because it's the Meteor code in this package was what the maintainer was getting rid of, and I think it's not something that the maintainer wants to get back in, which is why we're thinking for us the community, it's the best to have this hard fork and then keep everything maintained with focus on compatibility, on integrity, on Meteor 3.0 migration. And yes, then the other package would have then include the Meteor package again, but have to make sure it's the right version. So this is something I will work on as well in the future releases, make sure that the correct version is there. And I also have 2 other packages I'm preparing for this. They are also widely used, like over 200K downloads on Packosphere. That's Meteor collection extensions. What I did here was only a version bump, fixed some dependencies, fixed some tasks, and so nothing very fancy, so it should not break at all. Yeah. But also when you click on pull requests, you can see that I also here prepared already a pull request for Meteor 3.0 compatibility. So it's the same thing. And Mongo collection instances, it's also one of the widely used packages. I also did the same thing, rewrote some tests to Mocha for better CI integration, and also prepared a 3.0 migration branch. And it's not pushed yet, sorry. It's the pull request not open yet, but it's prepared. And this is what I'm focusing my work on, especially in January, because in the first quarter, I will have to update some of my apps as well. Again, relying on these packages. And if anything is not working, please let me know, write me, and get in touch in these repositories in the issues or discussion section, making this work out. My plan is to do RC releases. I think that worked out for some packages very well. And I will continue to do that, doing for this whole 3.0 migration, doing RC releases, and hope people start using them, giving me feedback, making these packages 3.0 ready as soon as possible.
Yes. On that, also quick update for Meteor roles. There is going to be a patch update probably later today, which will add TypeScript types for the new async uh, methods that have been added in the last release. So, and with that, we jump to the news about Meteor development. Meteor 2.4 came out last week, recommended, I believe. So, what's new? What's new there with 2.15 and onward, Gabriel?
Yeah, 2.14 was released, recommended. I hope everyone tried it. I like the new CLI. We worked hard on it, on making it like more interactive and bring a more like modern touch to it. And we made a few things on Cordova as well for those Cordova users. I hope everything's fine there. For 2.15, I'm not sure what we have to do. I'm trying to remember, but I think there's some issues about regarding underscore exactly,
Mhm.
and other things that may come up from 2.14 and other things like the DDP resumption and this kind of things that we normally do on these releases because we're all hands on deck for 3.0, and I'll jump on that as well now. Is that on 3.0 we are working on the new docs, and Zodern we have like Zodern has a solution for our a call async and call apply async, I think is the name, and we released it. It's already released. No, we merged it into 3.0 branch, and hopefully we will do alpha.20 with this new addition and a few other additions that Zodern made. And yeah, we brought everything from the 2.0 branch, so that's why they also made all our commits, because yeah, we were like bringing things from development to this branch, and yeah, there was a lot of things. And I think for the 3.0 we have these two good announcements. That's the call async was merged, and we are working on the new docs, and I think yeah, I can send it
Let's.
on chat,
Yeah,
the new
I have here
docs.
the preview here right now. Is that it?
And yeah, it's a we are using the Vite Press for this one, and yeah, I think it's looking good. I'm hoping, I'm trying to do updates on it every now and then on Twitter so that people can give me feedback, and I already got some, and I think we're moving good. We're looking good,
Yeah,
so
I
you can
have
all
two questions with the new docs.
sure.
Why white press and or wheat press, and will we be able to do internationalization and localization with it?
Yeah, for the second question is yes, and that's a thing that I'm like really interested in, is because like it's really modern White Press. I think they're already in their first release and so on, and their ideals, like there's a thing that Fred loves to talk about, and I think we should always like try to philosophically think about this. But Vite is a like more of a platform for building your things. So you can run React, Vue, Svelte, and many other technologies on top of it. And I think Meteor feels the same. You can have plugins for Vite as well, the same way we have for Meteor. And that's a thing that we, as a team, like to think about it. Like we are
Mhm.
kind of doing this. You can run Meteor and with Vite and run your React app, your Vue app, and so that's the our main idea. And we love the team. Like the team is different, not many documentation pages have this team, so we're like, yeah, it looks different, it looks good, and has almost everything out of the box. So for me it was like mostly bring things from the old docs to the new one. So if you open up like API docs, and we already had brought a lot of things, and we added a few more, and yeah, there's already like a link so that you can edit. I don't think it's working, but when it's merged, it will be working. The link for edit on GitHub, and
Mhm.
so yeah, it's nice. I'm liking working on it, and I think it answers your question.
All right, so it's definitely different than Dokusaurus. So that's and
Yeah.
kind of related to that, I have done update to Hexa documentation for Blaze, which we need to merge and get running. So we are not running that documentation on Node 12 or whatever that is. So with that, how are we progressing on towards beta? Can we expect that anytime soon, or?
Yeah, we can think about like the last alpha we have like a plan to it, and the beta I'm not sure, like 100% sure what will come, but our plan was to have like there's this page in GitHub, in a GitHub discussion actually, GitHub Meteor discussions, I think is, let me see if I can have it like right now. Yeah, what is left until official Meteor 3, and you can look there for a beta version. What's left to be done in a beta version? I'll send the link here. Yeah, this one. So for an alpha, yeah, for an alpha, we should have done this. We should like finish doing the Meteor call async, and that was already merged, and we need to do an alpha to test it. And for the betas, we need to solve at least one of those things that we have for beta, and yeah, and start working on it. And when we are done with all these checks, we will have like an RC, for example. So I think a beta is closer.
I have a question here. So just from a perspective of the Meteor developer. So when I'm upgrading to an alpha version or to this upcoming beta version, will I be able to deploy my application, or will this
Yes.
only be able to run locally? Because this is something that especially the businesses will have to know, right?
Yeah, you can. We worked this last week to make sure it works. Like for sure it works. So you can run a Meteor deploy, and I think Fred did this last week. I think if you open up simple tasks, there is the running version. Yeah, I think if you open up the simpletasks.meteorapp.com, I will get the link here. If you open up it there, and I'll send the link here, and you run, if you open the terminal and do like a meteor.release, I think, release, it's already running the alpha.19. If you open up the developer tab and run meteor release, you know that's running the .19. And I think Fred just done like Meteor deploy and c'est la vie, because I don't think he added any other config to it. So it's really simple. That's simple. You just deploy it, and Galaxy knows what to do. And yeah, I think it's just it works now out of the box. If it doesn't, you can always open an issue, another issue. It's a ticket, I think the name in for the Galaxy. You can open a ticket, and they will probably help you around to deploy your app in this newer version. So
this is the point where I want to head is so people right now is the time you can update and things get running. So please start updating. We need all feedback on every the core team needs feedback, and we need feedback on the packages. And the earlier people start deploying their apps, then the better we can be once the final release is coming, right?
Exactly. So when you guys can test it, do a migration, try to migrate it. Don't like migrate a piece of your app and try to see if it works. And yeah, I think we have a bright future ahead of us, and things are starting to look better. Like before we had this 19 alpha or 18 alpha, everything was like, yeah, it's catchy, and I think it would take some time to things to solve it out. But now I'm like, yeah, we have a bright future ahead of us, and I'm really excited. So yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing here that we have only one task left on the alpha for Radoslav and Nilsson. So Radoslav and Nilsson, Merry Christmas, relax, enjoy it. But after Christmas, double time. We want this gets done soon.
Yeah.
And with all this news giving and all that stuff, if you want to give us at least a little bit back, you can give us the like button, which is right below the video on the right side. So if you like the news and everything that we do, please make sure to give us the like button and click that nice button with thumb up. So as we move now to the last section, just kind of on the news or like upcoming things. We'll have, as I mentioned before, deep dives into Meteor 3 upgrades, all that stuff starting in January. And for myself, I have released a schedule of my personal streams on Monday. On Monday the 25th, because in my country the Christmas day is on the 24th, and 25th is usually like with the extended family. But that will be like one stream that is not Meteor specific like that. That one is like completely out of the tech field, and I will be covering kind of my idea or ideology for like having a large multi-generational family that I call the Great House. You can find it. I'll probably post the links on the forums as well. But then on the January 1st, Saturday, that's a Monday, so I will be migrating my personal website to Meteor 3 and see how far I can get. January 8th, I will be trying out JS, probably with Alim as well. Then I'll have more of a tech philosophy, startup philosophy, talk about accelerationism and the Techno-Optimist Manifesto. And then I'm back again to building our community website with Meteor 3. So we'll be starting with Meteor 3 mostly from scratch. I'll probably use some of my other proprietary code to get us going. And the last episode in January will be I will be introducing my literary endeavors. Make of that what you will. Also today, right after this, my sponsors can join me on the sponsors hangout. And speaking of sponsorships, you can help and sponsor everybody who is here today, starting with me. I have on GitHub, I have Storyteller CZ can sponsor me. We have also for Jan Küster, Jan Kapunkt, and we also have for Gabriel, Gruba27. So if you like what we are doing, if you want to support us in moving the community forward, or for example, if you have an issue that you want us to take a quick look or prioritize or champion on your behalf, send us something. And it's an also nice way to make our Christmas much sweeter as well. And with that, I would also like to encourage you all to share this episode. If you found it useful or interesting, share it with all the Meteor people that you know, because you would be surprised how many people don't know about our Meteor dispatches, about what's going on in the community, or even that we have sponsorships, any of that. And before our final words, next week, the last episode of the year, will be the theme for that is Out with the Old. At least that's how Alim described it. I kind of leave that to your imagination, but I think he might have also kind of gotten a bit on my, say, Japanese obsession, as you can probably see behind, because at the end of the year, there is the tradition, or maybe like with New Year, actually, tradition to have, to clean your house in Japan, and pretty much to clean up everything so that you can start your new year fresh. With that, any final words before we run off to, holidays with family and Christmas, big dinners, and get fat and regret that for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I want that all.
Okay, I don't see any questions or anything in the chat. You have last few moments, guys, to send us anything. And it's kind of funny because me and Jan, we are in Europe, freezing, and Gabriel on our pre-show was like, "Oh, it's so hot here." So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
very fun.
that's very fun. Yeah. So happy holidays, guys, and I think it was really nice coming to the show. I want to thank you all for inviting me again, and I love to be here. And I always say this, so like that's a really nice place to be and to talk to you guys, to talk to the community, to have like this active voice here. And yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, with that, Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and enjoy the end of the year celebration. And we will see you next time at the final episode of the year with, ending the or out with the old. See you next time.